Welcome back, Tater Tots, to the podcast that keeps it spicy, shady, and sparkly, even when the sequins fall off. I'm Mackenzie, and I'm joined by my dazzling friend, Dakota. And honey, we just finished watching RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, Episode 9. And mama, it's bracket free, and the girls came in like they were auditioning for the Hunger Games. May the odds be ever in your foundation shade. So let's start where we left off. Post-runway tension. How you doing, girl?
Good. We are a little fashionably late, as always. I was on time. Mackenzie was running a little behind. It's a Monday, y'all.
Yeah. I had to go out of town for a funeral, and I flew back in this morning. Had to go to work, had to catch up with work, had to then drive home, had to unload the car, do all the fun stuff. Sean Lawley says, Dakota.
Hey, Sean. I don't know. He commented that before the live started. Did you see something before the live started that we didn't know that was being televised?
No, he said that once literally when I clicked go live. So I think it's because everyone saw your post.
Oh, right.
Hey, Tater Tots, Mackenzie's running just a few minutes late, but we'll be live in the next 10 minutes. And you know what? You posted that at 7:38, and we went live at 7:42. Look at you. Thanks for hanging tight. The tea's hot. The drama's worth the wait. Love y'all. Look at you being all podcastery. And look at you with your tan.
I know, I'm a tan girly, but I was like, oh, I got a new strapless tennis dress from Amazon, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear it, and it's gonna be so comfy because I don't have to wear a bra, baby. I was at the pool Friday after Liberty Day, which is my hometown's kind of big thing before the 4th. And then I went to the pool yesterday all day. And as you can see, the lines are real. So I'm wearing a bra without wearing one.
Well, and didn't we learn our lesson about not wearing a bra with a dress at the ball 2 years ago? Because I kept having to do this number.
That dress, I wore a dress to the MKC ball that she took me to for the first time last year. And last year's dress was a drama. This year's dress was a simple spaghetti strap leopard dress. Very simple, very demure. But last year's dress, I wore a strapless bra just in case the dress slipped down. I didn't want to flash anybody. It was a drama. I was like, Mackenzie, tighten the corset in the back, or tighten the strings in the back of my dress. Tighten the corset, lift it up. She's like, it will not go up anymore. Your titties are way too heavy to be wearing a strapless dress.
Yeah. So we're about to get started. Hold on, I did not upload my slideshow, so I'm doing that now. What did you think about this episode, though?
Honestly, this bracket, out of all three, this bracket was kind of a snooze fest. But I will say, this episode was probably the best one out of the 3 episodes in this bracket. I will give them that.
Agree. Yeah,
I will give them that. Although I'm not a fan of the challenges that they've been doing lately, there have been a couple that I've liked, but I'm just a person that my favorite challenges are the mini challenge for reading challenge, and I like Snatch Game, and I'm just not really big on a bunch of the other hoopla that goes on.
Yeah. Is this loud enough, or do I need to go? Is this too loud? How's this? A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That's good.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sophie Dophie. Hi, Sophie Dophie says, "Yay! One more week until the real show I care about, Big Brother." Technically it's 2 weeks, but yeah, it's almost here. Yes, you've waited, you've been here, you've shown us some love, Sophie Duffy. So thank you for hanging with us.
This week is Monday's already over. She's like, this week's already over for her. So it's 1 week for her.
Yeah. Plus it's a holiday weekend, so I only have to work 3 more days. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not promising this, but we're going to try to get an episode out talking about Big Brother sometime this week or the week, hopefully. Trying. We're really trying. Let's see. Here we go. Boop.
Bracket 3.
Bracket 3. So we start off this episode with MVQ points round 2. Suddenly, it feels like we're not in the workroom, that we're on Survivor Workroom Edition. Ginger is sitting pretty with 6 points. Denali was at 3. Daya was clawing her way up with 2 points. And the rest, well, baby, they're all on the struggle bus with a transfer ticket. And then, plot twist, everybody gives Cynthia Lee Fontaine their MVQ points. And they go boop, 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 right into her clutch. I haven't seen this many girls rally around one queen since Valentina asked to keep her mask on.
I'd like to keep it on.
So, Dakota, did you expect everyone to suddenly get a case of the cuckoo? And why do you think Cynthia got all of the love for this round?
Honestly, she was Miss Congeniality for a reason, because she was on 2 regular seasons of Drag Race. She was on one season and then she got booted off early, so they brought her back the next season, like halfway through. She really is a sweetheart, and I think that's maybe what it was, just with her being a survivor and she got really sick during COVID, and then she also was hospitalized for like weeks, and then she just got over liver cancer. She's had a very, very rough last 5 or 6 years, and I think that has a little bit to do with it. She hasn't really made it that far on the show all the time she's been on. I think that's why they wanted to put her through, so she had a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more time, camera time, spotlight.
Sophie Dovey asked, did we hear that Michelle is hosting some reality show? Are you talking about Michelle Visage? And if so, she's been hosting Drag Race Down Under. But I think that's changing to maybe, don't hold me on this, but I've heard a rumor Courtney Act. I don't know if that's true. That new show, The Snake, is actually good. Oh, I'm going to have to watch that. All right. So, yeah, I think, I think it's like you said. I think Cuckoo is the Miss Congeniality of the season. Everyone likes her. No one wants to talk bad about her. So, good for her, So the queens, well, and then we find out, or we see a moment where Ginger, Denali, and Diabetti are all talking because they're now the top 3. And so they're like, we've got to win this week and we've got to keep the points in our favor if we all want to move forward. Facts. Anyway.
It really was sweet. That was kind of like the cherry on top of this episode, that everybody rallied together and gave all of their points to Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I thought that was really, really sweet. Now,
honestly, that happening is the reason that she got pushed through. Because it was 1 point separating them. So otherwise it would have been a tie. Yep. So we go into the week 3, just as a reminder, with Ginger at the top with 6 points, Cynthia with 4 points, Denali and Diabetti each have 3 points, and Alyssa and Acid Betty are all the way at the bottom with one point.
Let's just get this out in the open. The bracket 1 was the funnest bracket. Bracket 2 had the most drama, and bracket 3 definitely has the most heart. Like, I will say that about all the brackets.
I completely agree. Yeah. 1 was definitely fun. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I enjoyed bracket 1 more. I was kind of sick of the drama from bracket 2. And honestly, this has heart, but I'm also the most disappointed by this bracket. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really expected, I expected and I didn't expect. In one way, I expected really great things from Alyssa and Acid because of their looks for this, season, their promo looks. But at the same time, they were both early outs on their season. And I just stand by the fact that when it comes to things like this, I don't feel the early outs have as good of a chance as some of the other queens. With the exception of that, it's going to be Irene the Alien, because Irene the Alien came in and bulldozed it. But I mean, she was also the first queen to be eliminated on her season in what?
It's basically, if you think about how many people are on it, I mean, there's people getting airtime that normally wouldn't have gotten airtime until another season because they're doing twice as many contestants as they normally do.
Sophie Dopey said most heart means boring to Mackenzie.
But if you think about it, there's normally only like in All Stars, there's like 8 to 10. There's like how many? Like six. There's 18 queens. 18. So they're having like more than double the queens on an all-star season they normally do. So there's girls that, they don't make it. There's 3 girls in every bracket that don't make it. But at the same time, they're getting airtime that they normally wouldn't have gotten.
Yeah.
Until they
Sophie Duffy said, did you see that Big Brother got a different rating instead of TV PG? I did not, Sophie Duffy. What TV rating do they have now? But I really am not, I'm really not that shocked that they got a more extensive rating because of just how the past couple of seasons have gone. And did we hear the rumored All-Stars cast for next season? Yes, we have actually. And we talked about that last episode, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's some pretty heavy hitters. Once we can get more confirmation, we'll probably talk more about it.
I think that's what everybody's disappointed about is because in every bracket, like they always say, expect the unexpected. But really this season, from what we're seeing, especially with the way reality TV is changing and cancel culture is kind of slowly but surely dying out, people expect the unexpected, but really don't expect the expected because we've got, in this bracket alone, we didn't expect it to be kind of like the snooze fest it was because we've got 2 girls, Diabetti and Acid Betty, who are kind of quote unquote the villains or the mean girls of their season, and they're like playing a completely different game.
Yeah.
This season, as far as what we've seen so far, they're playing like the nice girls, like Acid Betty and like Cynthia Lee Fontaine being like this, and everybody gathering around. Like I was not expecting any of this.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I will say I did think that Ginger Minj would steamroll over, all of the competition, and I kind of thought that it would be the same way with oh God, what's her name? Diabetti. I felt like she would probably steamroll them. I'm pleasantly surprised at Denali, but also not at the same time. And we'll get in more to that with this episode. So the queens get into the workroom and we find out really quickly that Diabetti is pressed that Alyssa Hunter gave her point to Cuckoo. Because Alyssa Hunter said that she was going to give it to the best girl, the girl who did the best. And, to be fair, Cuckoo did get some negative critique. So Dia feels like she should have gotten a point. And Alyssa's like, no, I'm going to give it to who I think it should go to. Girl, give it to whoever you want to go to. But,
That's the thing. Alyssa did not say, like, I'm going to give it to who the judges said was doing the best and who was going to be in the top. That's what Diabetti heard or got from the conversation. Alyssa Hunter said, I'm going to give my point to who I feel like deserves it and is doing the best, and they're the most consistent with the challenges. And yeah, you might not think that Cynthia Lee Fontaine is a heavy hitter, but like Cynthia Lee Fontaine has been going like balls to the wall as hard as she can with what she has to put on the table.
Yeah, we'll talk more about her a little bit later with her look. Because, girl. Choices.
I love her to death. All of her looks this season, they're fun. They're Cynthia Lee Fontaine, but they are just not at the level of everybody else's. That's just what it is. But isn't she a Puerto Rican queen? She's from Puerto Rico.
I think so.
And she's been sick like for a long time. Like the girl doesn't have the repertoire when it comes to clothes that a lot of these other queens do to prep for Drag Race.
Yeah. Yep. So I thought it was funny, and I mean, I feel like I understand where Dia's getting pressed to an extent, but at the same time, you were not really promised a point. I know you thought you would be getting her point just because y'all worked together on that one challenge, and she said some things, but nothing is promised, So Also, I feel like a lot of it was just put on for TV. Like they know, let's just going to give them more airtime.
You could tell Alyssa was like
pissy.
Alyssa was prepared to have that conversation with her because she was bothered, but like I don't think she was expecting Daya to go throughout the whole entire episode complaining about it. She's like, at the end of the day, Daya, it wasn't your point to give. It was my point, and you made up the assumption in your head that I was going to give you the point because you thought you were doing the most consistent, but there's other girls here that have been doing well that just haven't had the chance to be in the top. So you've been in the top. You have all these points. She made a good point. You've been in the top. You have all these points. You don't need the point. Let me give it to a girl that's been consistently good in my eyes that deserves the point. So I was on Alyssa's side with this.
Yep. Big Brother is now TV 14. And honestly, it should be. I mean, at this point, because, you know. Yeah, I agree with the rating for Big Brother. Anyway. So we find out that RuPaul comes in, and we find out that this week is going to be the Golden Bitchelor Challenge. It isn't your grandma's dating show. No, ma'am. This is canine chaos featuring real-life Disney prince Zane Phillips. Girl.
And what is he from?
Good question.
So
Zane Phillips.
But what is he from? He looks so familiar. Is he like an Olympian?
Oh. Apparently he's done porn. Let's see here. He was in Madam Secretary, Legacies, Partner Track, Glamorous, Good Trouble, Mid-Century Modern.
He was in Glamorous. That's what he. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, he was Chad Addison in Glamorous.
Yeah. Okay.
Theater, he is Pretty Perfect Lives. And then on film, he was Fire in the movie Fire Island. Never heard of it. Let's see. Yeah, he was on the show, the CW show Legacies for a while too. So, anyway. I mean, he's cute.
He is very, very beautiful.
He's a very beautiful man. I'll give him that. Yeah, but I would say that this man is the definition of a golden retriever. And I would let him walk me on a leash, and I would call it therapy.
If you're into that.
I mean, I'm not, but if he was into that, I'd be like, I have a friend who's a pup.
A what?
A pup. We've had this conversation.
Oh, where
the mask and the butt plug with the tail.
Oh, I didn't know about that part. I just thought that they wore like a mask and they like pretended like they were dogs. But it's sexual?
Not really. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
So much.
I don't kink shame. AKA your friend Josh. I don't think Josh does that. I think Josh is just a hoe like me. Me and Josh are both certified hoes. Anyway. So the queens get cast in a wild doggy archetypes. Acid Betty is going to be a dominatrix Doberman. Cynthia Lee Fontaine is going to be a anxious Chihuahua. I mean, typecast much. We find out that Alyssa is going to be a thirsty mutt, and Ginger is going to be a boozy Saint Bernard. Denali and Daya are going to give us Spaniel meets bougie poodle energy. So if you had to choose, or if you had the choice, what dog would you be and why?
Okay. Would I get to play them how I wanted to play them, or would I based on the characterization that they all did?
I will let you pick, play it however you want to play it.
What was Acid Betty? She was the dominatrix, but what breed of dog was she?
She was a Doberman. Sophie Dopey says a Labradoodle.
She thinks I would be the The poodle.
A Labradoodle.
I thought Diabetti was a poodle.
She was, but you don't have to pick that. You can pick any dog you want.
Oh, I can pick any dog? I'd be a dachshund because I love wieners. Bentley.
Well, that's it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching.
Oh my gosh. I say that
Same girl.
I am a dachshund mom and I love my little wiener dog and I take him everywhere and that's what I would be. I would be a wiener dog.
I'd probably be a pit bull because I'm a big bitch, but I'm really just a big cuddly, you know, ball of love and energy. But I'm a big bitch. And I'm a big personality, like a pit bull.
I'd say like a Saint Bernard at least.
And Dakota's gone. Thanks.
Saint Bernards are like working dogs. They're hustlers. Like, but at the end of the day, they are big.
Mackenzie's doing a great job holding this channel down while my fellow queens take a vacation. Period. Sometimes we need a vacation.
And I will be going on vacation soon. My first vacation ever.
Woo. That's your first one ever.
Well, I mean, it's my first vacation, really. It's my first beach trip in like 4 years. I live, sorry, I can't say we anymore because she don't live here. But I live 3.5 hours from the Panhandle, the Gulf Coast. And I'm taking my first beach trip in 4 years. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to Panama City in 2 weeks.
Hi, Mary. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, baby.
Keep telling you need to come out to California, Santa Monica. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the beach. 5 minutes.
I don't know. Granted,
it's cold. The water's cold, but you know.
I love the idea of California weather because it's like, it is hot summers, but their winters are like even more mild. Like their winters are like 60 degrees. Like my perfect weather. It's just, California is so chaotic and it's like, there's so much going on with like the housing crisis and the homeless and the inflation and like, everything's so expensive. I don't know how you afford to live out there, honestly, because
sugar daddy.
Something because I couldn't afford it to live out there.
I sell titty pictures. Titty pictures. Just drizzle some chocolate sauce on your titties and rub them around with your hands and take a picture and sell it for $500.
So that's why you were recently diagnosed as diabetic. You've been looking at chocolate.
Bitch, I'm not fucking diabetic. I don't. I can't. I can't eat a lot of chocolate. It makes me sick. Which is sad because I love chocolate. Love chocolate.
Ironically, her sugar daddy's black.
I mean, I'm a big girl. You got to have a lot to get through this ass. I'm just saying. Tsunami Rain Duvall, why the fuck aren't you on this channel? You've got the link. Click, click, bitch. Click, click. And y'all, let's give a round of applause for Tsunami Rain Duvall, who just won a pageant. Yes, she just won another title, bitch.
Yes. She won. Let me give her her flowers, give her a little shout out. She got,
let's find it. Ooh.
She got best, what was it? Best in interview, best in talent, and best in pride wear at the Pride.
She is Miss Roanoke Pride 2025. Yep. She went in, and ladies and gentlemen, she swept the competition. And that's how you go in, and that's how you win a motherfucking pageant. You sweep the entire. She walked in, and 3 girls walked out and packed their shit up and went home and said, "No, I'm not doing that." No,
that's a lot. That's to win, not only win a crown, but you won best in interview, best in talent, and best in pride wear. So you got 3 awards on top of a crown for Pride 33.
Joseph Collins said, "Get out your brooms." Girl, she went in there with her own broom. She went in there with a push broom. And she almost wasn't going to do it. I talked to her on my way to the airport the other day, and she was like, yeah, somebody asked me to do it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. And I'm like, whatever, bitch. Not going to do it. So Vidovi said, at least after this, it's almost over. You get a little break from this. And then Mary said, ginger minged her bracket. Yep, she ginger minged her bracket. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably be a mutt of some kind because, I'm a mix of a lot of things and I've had a lot of dogs in me. So
I would like to say that I'm pure and thoroughbred, but who knows at this point.
Whoo, Marion, you right. Denali was pressed that she didn't win last week. Pressed. And I don't buy it for a minute, what she was saying of, I figured I could be better that I didn't win, or I could just be grateful that I got second place. Bitch, then why'd you walk off the stage? Period. Sophie Duffy says, I wouldn't be surprised if Tsunami is on the next season of Drag Race. Same. She could do it. She's got the talent, that's for sure. More than a lot of bitches in Alabama have. And I said that. Yes, I did. Anyway, moving right along. So we find out the girls are working together and then they get ready for the Golden Bitchelor. Girl, when I tell you, I was cackling. I didn't know what was happening with some of this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tsunami Rain to Ball.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, she walked up into the competition and all the other whores packed their bags and said, I ain't doing this. Nuh-uh.
Girl, I had a lovely time. It was so great to make new friends. It was at the Park Dance Bar in Roanoke, Virginia. It was a very, very well put together pageant, and I'd advise anybody to come and compete, but you have to be a certain mile radius. But it was super good. It was very well orchestrated.
Nice.
Well,
and doesn't it feel good to make a move to a new area, and immediately be recognized for your talent, unlike you were in your former state?
Absolutely. I literally moved here 3 days ago, and they were like, come do this
period
test. And I was like, ugh. And then I called Mackenzie and I was just like, I don't know,
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna sit at the house. I might go and watch. And I'm like, bitch, please, you're gonna get your shit together and go do it. No, girl, no.
But that's a big thing. You literally have been touring nonstop for the last month for Pride events. And then to not only do that, move states, and then in the same week, win another pageant title.
Yeah.
What a great way to end Pride Month.
Right. Thank you, Morgan Wells, for your outfits. Yes, thank you, guys.
Joseph Collins, you were completely correct. The fact that 1 point was the deciding point is so amazing for this bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. And Mary says that the actor was giving porn actor. He really is giving porn actor. I would watch his porn. Period. So we have the Golden Bitchelor, and here's our please welcome to the stage Miss Law's possibly cannibalized colony Tsunami. Congratulations, Tsunami.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This just looks like a porn I've seen on Pornhub. Him dressed like this. Know what I mean?
What kind of stuff are you watching?
That's for you to wonder and for me to know.
I don't want to wonder. I'm just asking a question.
Sometimes when you're watching something and you have the autoplay option on and then it just starts going to something new and you're sitting there and you're just like.
I'm right with you, Dakota, okay?
I have learned doing this podcast since January that I am the most vanilla person on this podcast. Tsunami included, but we're the most vanilla people on this podcast, obviously, because half the terms y'all talk about, I don't know nothing about. I don't know what kind of stuff.
Sorry, I'm having to pray to Jesus to not strike me dead with lightning because there's some lies going on up here.
Lies. What crazy stuff have I done? There's some crazy. There may be some crazy stuff that some guys that I've been with have done, but not me, baby. Not me.
Let's ask her what her favorite thing in the world is.
That's vanilla. That is vanilla compared to all of this tomfoolery that's going on this screen right now.
Actually, that is not. That is on the taboo list.
This is taboo down here.
No, not this. Like being a cum slut is a taboo thing.
Bless it.
Sophie Dopey. It is the future of Drag Race. Tsunami Rain Duvall.
Maybe.
Sophie Dopey thinks you are the future of Drag Race.
Oh, well, thank you.
Would Tsunami do Drag Race? Hell fucking yeah.
I would.
I can already answer that one. I would do Drag Race. Dakota is not even a drag queen, and Dakota would do Drag Race if they called her and said, hey, come on TV and do Drag Race.
Hey, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. As much of a perfectionist I am, I would be lucky. I would probably get Miss Congeniality, but I would not make it very far. Let me tell you.
No, you're right. Anyway, so here we have our golden Bitchelor, looking hot. First up, let's rank what we thought of Miss Roodle Rudy the Poodle, Diabetti.
I thought Diabetti did well.
I think
I
she
agree.
did well as well.
I thought she was hilarious. She was, I was thoroughly entertained. I thought she had some good lines, some good, good zingers. Well, we'll get to her in a minute, but I did not understand her scene partner, and I did not understand them becoming lesbians halfway through it. But
yeah, it was kind of similar and reminiscent to All Stars 3 that Trixie Mattel won. They did The Bachelor, but it was like a comedy challenge version of The Bachelor, and this is kind of the character that Trixie Mattel played. She was like on the phone with her friend, and she's like, "Oh my God, girl, he's not even that cute. I just pulled up to the door." And then she gets out and like, "Oh my gosh, you're even hotter in person. I can't wait to get to know you." That's very much what Rudy the Poodle was doing.
yeah. But yeah, I would have definitely tipped this $1. I don't think she was the best, but I would have tipped it about $1.
Yeah, I would have tipped it $1.
Same.
Next up we have Miss, hold on, I gotta fix this so I can see with this, Miss Katiushka. She is a single hoe, and this was Miss Alyssa Hunter.
It honestly, I know that they said that she was kind of all over the place, but honestly, she was hilarious to me.
I didn't get the things hanging off the tip. Girl, is that lightning at your house?
My house?
Yeah.
Yes, it's storming.
Okay. I can see the lightning in the background.
Yeah.
There's lightning, and then there's a shadow of a man sitting in the window.
Girl, don't scare her. Dakota, look back at the camera, honey. You fine.
I didn't get the whole, I got it, but she kept interrupting and said, "Shh, your future daddy's talking," and keeping the puppies in her lap. And I don't think it landed as well as she thought it was landing. And then I think she got lost in that bit and did not know how to get out of that bit. You know what I mean?
I thought it was hilarious. I wouldn't make it rain, but I would tip her a couple of dollars because it was funny.
I would have probably tipped her $2 because I felt bad for her. Tsunami, you know you've been there. You know you've gone to a show and you know you've been watching one of your sisters perform and you see her bombing and you feel so fucking bad for her that you go and give her a couple of dollars just to make up for the fact that she's bombing. The fact that you were keeping your mouth shut right now tells me that I'm right.
I mean, you know, maybe there was a little twirl. You know, I would, you know, still do it. But I agree with you, though. But she did get lost. And, you know, she could have, you know, changed up a little bit. But, you know, she kept on going with what she was going with, how she was feeling in that moment. So, you know, I would give her about $2.
Mary said, Alyssa was bottom for me. I love what Joseph Collins said. Joseph Collins said, I feel bad they gave a Puerto Rican queen a Russian role. This was not fair to her, and it wasn't fair to her scene partners. She did not have the opportunity to make jokes in a Russian accent. Yep. Yeah, this would have been a lot better, you know, with that. But I mean, it's not that far off from a Russian accent from a Spanish accent to a degree.
Well,
so I mean, you know,
Yara Sofia is a Puerto Rican queen, and Yara Sofia, when she was doing Snatch Game, she tried to do a British accent as Amy Winehouse, and it was hilarious. Hilarious. So I feel like she could have either just done a Puerto Rican.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
She's like, like that's how she would talk. But I feel like Alyssa should have either went with like a really thick Puerto Rican accent or just went really camp and tried to do a Russian accent and made it awful and made it even more funny. But I thought what she did was funny. So
I agree, Mary. They definitely need to do Drag Race Puerto Rico.
Yes, yeah. I do agree.
Yep.
There's so many friends of mine, like Sapphire B, like sickening queen, like Queen Bee Ho. I know that she
Yada was in the bottom for that. It was hilarious because she was bombing. Yeah. Yara Sofia, though, could take a shit in a toilet in the middle of Lowe's, and I would find it hilarious and would tip her $10.
Mary said Dakota would be the first boot for sure. If I was on Drag Race.
Damn, Dakota.
Dakota would be the pork chop.
Oh my gosh.
I think she would be the Sasha Kobe of the season.
Oh. I don't know. We would have to give Dakota some drag lessons first. We would have to teach her how to lip sync, teach her how to perform, because
I can lip sync. My thing would be like getting over stage fright. I think that's my biggest thing. Like, because I perform all the time for my dog, and he is my biggest fan. But
I'll be right back, ladies.
All right.
I don't feel like I would
Is
probably.
He though? Is he? When he howls, does that really mean he's howling because he likes it, or is he howling because it hurts him?
He doesn't howl. He just looks at me in amazement.
I think it's more deaf stupor, like the fuck?
I think I would be one of those girls that was like, they're like, oh, stop relying on pretty, or like, oh, your outfits are gorge, but like, we want to see the real you. Like,
no, Mary, actually, you were 100. No, Sophie Duffy. Dakota will probably be first boot. You're absolutely right. You want to know why? She would get kicked off because she wouldn't be able to adhere to the timeline. If they're like, you've got 45 minutes to get into full stage ready drag and get dressed, Dakota would be still putting on her foundation at 45 minutes in. 45 minutes in, and Dakota would be like, what? I'm not ready. She'd have no brows, no eyes, no. Her hair would still be in rollers. No, she wouldn't have even done her hair yet. When I tell you it takes her at least 2 hours.
No,
But-
I literally got ready in less than an hour today.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
That's
Because
awesome.
guess what? Cover girl does cover boy, baby.
There ain't no boy here. There's just a beautiful woman. Mary said, I've been in other Drag Race streams, and definitely is this lost in translation with Cynthia and Alyssa reference. I don't blame them for not having the references, but it is clear we need to figure something out about Puerto Rican queens. I agree. And, you know, if you're going to have Puerto Rican queens there, then you need to do something where it puts everyone on an even playing field. Because giving them a character, very much like Joseph Collins said, where this is a Russian-based character, and giving that to a Puerto Rican queen is just not fair because it's already difficult enough for them to try to do English, much less you add on top of that trying to do an accent for another, you know.
And I think because there is that language barrier, it's also a cultural thing too. Even though technically it's a U.S. territory, I just feel like Puerto Rico is like its own country in a way. And like they're like, especially, I've never seen a Puerto Rican queen on Drag Race that did amazingly well in the theater challenges or the acting challenges. So,
God, what was her name? Who was on last All Stars? No.
Alexis Mateo.
No.
Jessica Wilde.
Yes, Jessica Wilde. She did good on the acting challenges last season, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she's done well in like the roasting and some of the acting challenges, but you have to also think she's been on like she's been on like 3 different times now.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not only is she Puerto Rican, but like, I feel like acting is just not her strong suit in particular. Like her and Cynthia was on.
I don't know. I'm sorry. She was on season 8. But yeah, let's see, what was episode 3? Coconuts.
You can put them in your mouth.
Oh, no. The one that she won on her challenge was a design challenge. So yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. Anyway. Jack So Wild and Taco Tuesday Girl. Taco Tuesday. That was so funny. Anyway, so Tsunami, if you were doing this challenge, which dog would you have wanted to be?
You can be any dog.
I could have been the Russian dog. I would have been the Russian dog.
The Russian hooker? The Russian slut.
I didn't go with any of them. I literally picked my own dog. I was like, I'm not picking a dog that they did. I'm like, I'm going to be a dachshund because I love wieners.
Fair. All right. So moving right on along, our next queen is Danielle the Spaniel, the emotional support dog.
A lot of these girls are given like who's from Whoville. That's what a lot of like Denali and Acid Betty look like who's from Whoville more than they look like a dog.
Yeah.
I think she did good at her entrance, but I feel like after that, like where was like the meek and shyness that she was and the nervousness that she was supposed to have? It just like went away as soon as she got in the hot tub. So she did good at the entrance, but after that, it just kind of fell flat. I would have, I don't know if I would have tipped it $1.
I probably would have given it $1, but like
I did like the look.
I love the look, but her doing a British accent was very confusing. And then I felt like she got lost trying to do it. I felt like she was confused at the beginning and nervous. Then I felt like we got more of like who she really is in the hot tub, but then it went off the rails and she's no longer there for the Bachelor. She's there for the Bitchelor. And it just got a little confusing and weird. But yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
Well, where's the little thing that goes around the bottom to let us know what we need to like?
I'd give it $1. Or would you take a sweat break?
I would give it $1.
Dakota's gonna take a smoke break. Okay.
Okay.
Just Colin said they need to stop giving the needy queen role because Aja is funny as hell and she bombed this exact same character in the first Bitchelor in All Stars 3. Yep. And the makeup good though. Yep, she did good makeup. She's good at that.
I wonder if they had someone come in and do their prosthetics because I don't think all these queens are good at doing prosthetics.
Probably. Yeah, and they probably gave them the wigs, and they probably had like the prosthetics there to help them with that as well. Just because a lot of these wigs they wouldn't have had. So yeah. Next up we have Miss Ginger Mange or Ginger Mange as a retired first responder.
We knew that she was going to
wear
do
that
well.
hair already.
No, I think this hair was provided for her. She's worn something similar though.
We already knew that Ginger Minch was going to do well. We already knew she was going to do well. She's a seasoned queen. She's very good at acting challenges, theater. So we already knew that she was going to be one of the tops. So she was the most consistent from beginning to end. She had a storyline. She's great off the cuff. I don't feel like she struggled really at all. I would have made it rain.
What do you think, Tsunami?
I would make it rain too. She did really good.
Yeah, I thought she did really good. I love, and like this is like a crash course in like scene work because she was like working. She even went down and was doing like Karen from Will and Grace, where she was picking up her Swedish meatball and then running it around her cocktail and then plopping it in her mouth and going, ooh. Just like little things like that just made her stand out even more. You know, this was completely in her wheelhouse. So, yep. I would definitely made it rain. Next up, we have Dot. Come here, the dominatrix. I fucking loved her in the beginning of it, but then I got confused because she went from being a dominatrix to being a sub, and back to being a dominatrix, back to being a sub again. But I love the fact that she was able to sit there and she was able to make Zane Phillips sit, and he sat down. Like, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have made it rain. Even though I was confused by it, I would have made it rain on her too.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh.
I would have made it rain because I did think it was funny. Although she went back and forth between being a dominatrix and a submissive, I feel like it was funny the whole time. So I would have made it rain just for that.
Yep.
I do have to agree with Dakota on that. I think that, the flip-flop was definitely a risk that she did take, but it did. I feel like it went well with what she was doing. So I do agree with Dakota there. And I love those long ears.
Just Colin said, I feel like if they had done this challenge first instead of the Wicked challenge, people might have not been so mean to her online. But then again, maybe they just all hate fat girls. I think he's talking about Ginger Mitch. I agree. I just think people are pissed off because they wanted Denali to win that last lip sync. And I don't know. People, y'all just need to remember, this is a reality competition show. It is produced. It is produced to hell and back. Just like every other reality show that you're watching. If you think it's not produced and you're watching a reality and it has reality anywhere in it, you're full of shit. It is being produced to hell and back. So don't get mad at these queens when the outcome is what's going to make for best TV. Because let's say Denali had won the episode, would we still be talking about that lip sync? No. They do shit on purpose just so they get people online talking about it.
And get those ratings. That's all it's about. Yep. Well, not
because you might not be watching it, but you're talking about it. And people are sharing that lip sync and hyping it up. It's not all about how many people they're getting to watch. Now it's also about social media engagement. And y'all are eating that shit the fuck up. So, Lay off Ginger Minge. And she's no longer fat. She's skinny as fuck now.
Yeah. Lay off of her. She's working. She's doing her thing.
Judge Collins also said we all had a master at one point. She gave authentic kink. You don't learn commands without training. All doms were subs at some point. Every last one of us.
Yep.
Very true.
I am.
Sit. Yes, very good point, Joseph. But yeah, I thought she did very good at this. I loved it, and I thought she looked, out of all of the queens, I thought she had the best look out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Next we have Maria, the doggy missionary. Y'all, this confused the ever-living fuck out of me. Like, I don't know any Chihuahua that is angelic or a missionary or close to God. Every fucking Chihuahua I know has come from the pits and bowels of hell and crawled its way up through the dirt to try to eat your fucking face if you even look at it and you're not its mommy.
Yep.
She should have just I feel like she didn't play the role authentically. Like she was within the first 30 seconds, she was twerking on the golden bachelor's leg. And then I feel like if she really wanted to be in character, she should have, because she's the Chihuahua and Chihuahuas are just naturally a little bit more of a vocal dog. She should have constantly been spitting out scriptures and speaking in tongues and just being real crazy and chaotic and stuff like a Chihuahua would.
Have y'all seen Hoodwinked?
Yes.
You know the squirrel when it drinks coffee. Coffee.
Yeah.
That's how she should have been. She should have went yap, stopped, looked over, yap.
She had the perfect voice for it too. And she had the perfect voice for it too.
I would have looked behind me and started barking right, because they do that. They're like ADHD times 100.
Yep. I also don't get, Joseph said, wouldn't you hump a leg or two if you'd been locked in a convent with no men for 4 years? Yes. But I don't get so much Chihuahua from her here as I get Pussycat. The makeup and the ears are giving me a big fat, orange tabby cat.
I see poodle with whatever's coming.
I'm thinking a big fat orange tabby cat, almost a Garfield cat in the face.
Cat. Yes, I agree.
Watching this, I felt like it was an off Broadway version of Dogs. So, that's when I watched it. I was like, okay, it's giving the dog version of Cats, but off Broadway.
So instead of singing Memories, they'd be singing Fire Hydrants. I want to hike my leg and piss on them. Yeah. I would have, just because it's Cynthia Lee Fontaine, I would have given her $1, but that's all I would have given it. It was very confusing to me. Yeah, to me, she wasn't the top.
Chaotic to me. The whole challenge was chaotic. That's why I didn't like it. I would have gave her $1 just because it was funny at the beginning, so I would have given her $1.
I'll give her $1. Why not? For effort.
Here we have the group challenge with Cynthia and Daya sitting there. I felt honestly, at this point, I felt like Cynthia was stealing the show from Acid Betty. And I feel like Acid Betty kind of fell towards the back of the scene. So out of it, I did feel like Cynthia was the best. What did y'all think?
I agree. You steal the show. That's it. It don't matter if you're funny or not.
I did see that, but I also feel like because now looking at it from this perspective, seeing the picture, I almost feel like because they were kind of giving all their points to Cynthia anyway, I feel like Acid almost was downplaying her role so that Cynthia Lee Fontaine looked better, so that she had a better chance of going through with the top 3.
I also was wondering that, especially given how the point thing played out. Like, I feel like she realized I've got 1 point. There's no way I'm going to catch up. I'm going to make my sister look good. Yeah.
Because hers was good in the first half. I think she decided in the second half to like dumb herself down because I feel like her and Ginger, honestly, if she would have played her character up like she was supposed to, she could have ate this challenge. I feel like her and Ginger would have been the top two.
I mean, she could have played that cuckoo. She could have played all that. You know?
Yep. Joseph said Cynthia could have walked out naked and yelled at the audience to tip her, and she was going through. Acid ran this bracket like the Navy, and she whipped those votes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know, I kind of agree with what you're saying, Dakota, because you know she started off strong, and then when she got there with the partner, she kind of backed down a little bit. And I think she was just trying to, you know, help push her through. But I don't know. That's just, you know, my opinion. Who do you think was the best? Well, there's no question. Ginger Minj was the best out of both of them. No questions asked.
Great question.
But I would have loved it if Ginger and Acid had been paired together. I feel like that chaotic combination would have been hilarious. You know,
it would have been chaotic.
Yep. And then we have Diabetti and Denali, and I'm sorry, Denali, but Diabetti ate you up in the scene.
Yes. This made me the most uncomfortable out of all of them. Like, yeah, the whole thing was chaotic, but this was just I was so uncomfortable watching this because it was so cringy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah. All right. So we, and I forgot to write down who our guest judge was this week. Anybody remember?
No, I didn't recognize her.
Oh,
also, this is the judge's outfit. If y'all have ever seen Tu Wong Fu, that was my favorite movie when I was like 4 years old. My grandmother bought it for me, and I don't know why, but she got me hooked on it. Do you remember the dress in Tu Wong Fu that they were decorating their room in spider still with? They had it on the wall, and it was just like this, the same coloring. It was like the blue, the pink, the turquoise, and it was I guess it was kind of like a satin material. That is what this dress is giving me, like color-wise. I love
Tu Wong Fu realness.
Yes, I love this dress on Ru. I love the wig. I love a full dress on RuPaul. Please keep dressing RuPaul in a full gown. I do not like short dresses on RuPaul.
I agree.
Trying to see guest judge. Here we go. No, I don't think they're going to say. Hold on, it may be saying here. Guest judge. Mayan Lopez. So, I thought she was fun. I thought she was an interesting judge. I didn't hate it. T.S. Madison looked good. Love Michelle Visage in this dress.
Me too.
The only thing is I hated this. I hate this hair on RuPaul. I hate it.
Why? I love that hair. I love it.
Hate it. I don't know. It sits too far back. It just looks like a bald man standing in front of like a collar, that goes around like on the back of your dress.
But if her wig would have came up a little closer, would you have liked it?
Maybe.
I love white hair on RuPaul.
Yeah.
I like white hair on RuPaul. I just didn't like that style. Sorry, what you saying, Dakota?
I don't like it when it's like a very monochromatic white. Like, I don't like it, but I love her in a buttery blonde, and this is the perfect mix of white and like a buttery blonde. It looks the best with her skin tone, and whoever did this wig, not only the color, but the style and the way that the hair sways back so smoothly. I love this. I love the dress. I love that it's like almost like a 70s, 80s prom dress kind of.
I like the dress, yeah.
Love the dress. I love the wig too. That's just
cool.
Me.
All right. So first up, we have Miss Alyssa Hunter.
Period stamped. Ooh, oh my God, everything.
Oh, and by the way, the runway is paper dolls.
Yep, I have this as my slay of the day.
All right, so this is Tsunami's slay of the day.
Yes.
What did you think, Dakota?
Oh my God, that's why I asked you to send me the screenshots of all the runways, because I was like trying to like get together who my slay of the day was. It was between.
Okay, so hold on. This one, Ginger Minge, Denali, Diabetti, Acid Betty, and Miss Cuckoo.
Okay. Yeah, Alyssa Hunter was my slay of the day.
Cool. And for me, I'm gonna mop it. Thought it was cute. Moving on along, we get to Ginger Minge. I would mop this. I thought it was very creative, fun. It was a different take on anything else we've seen. I don't believe that she hand typed all of that shit out. I think she just went to Chat GPT and had it spit out some stuff and she printed it. But good for you, girl.
I would mop it, but I definitely saw when I saw her and Acid Betty walking down the runway with their outfits, I zoomed into Michelle's face because Michelle has stated the last 5 seasons she hates a Marie Antoinette reference.
And she brought it up again tonight. She said, Queens, do not wear something like this. We've seen it. It's been done. Please stop.
Oh my God, what's left? You can't wear green because she hates green. You can't wear any type of period piece outfit because she hates that. I mean, my God.
No period piece, Marie Antoinette. So what do you think about this look, Tsunami?
So it was a paper challenge, like paper whatever. So this needs to go out. This is a no-go for me because I don't. With the look, I really can't see that much paper. Well, yes, I can, but at the same time,
well,
it
was floor to length. It was the entire thing was made out of paper, like almost a paper mache dress. Yeah,
right. But she could have made something else instead of Marie Antoinette. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just no.
So, what is it for you?
I'm gonna popcorn past that or meh.
All right. Next we have Miss Denali.
I would mop
this is my slay of the day. The fact that she was able to A, get this to California, B, get it there intact, and C, it's something that we've never seen before. I fucking loved it. And I love that it was paying homage to her drag family, the Foxes. Dakota would mop it. What about you?
I would mop it.
Mop it as well. Awesome, awesome. Next, we have Miss Diabetti. This would have been my almost was a slay of the let's see. Just Colin said, this is Elizabeth Marie Antoinette was literally over 200 years later. Most of these are from the 12th Night, which is regarded one of the mainstream drag plays. Yep. And then says, for Denali, how did this fit in her luggage? I know. I don't know how it fit in her luggage either, but like, it is fucking gorgeous, and I've never seen anything like it on Drag Race. That's why, for me, it was a slay of the day.
So it's probably a wire, and you're able to fold it, and then you can fold it back to where you need it to go. So it probably fit really good in her suitcase. It's just she had
probably a large one, or she probably had to ship it in a box.
Yeah.
Diabetti, this was almost going to be my, a slay of the day for me. I love this look. This is very high fashion, and I would mop it.
I would have changed the hair, but yeah, I would mop it too.
I would mop it. It's giving very Alexander McQueen.
Yeah,
and I love those shoes. Those shoes were to die for.
Very Lady Gaga, circa 2010 with the Bad Romance.
Yep.
Yes.
And last but not, second last, we have Acid Betty.
So she burnt this at her house. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
She caught it on fire. It's on TikTok to prove that it was made out of paper. It's crazy.
I believed it was made out of paper. It looked paper.
Acid Betty did?
Yeah.
Yes, she burnt she caught that on fire, and it's on her TikTok. Yes, and she made a whole video out of it, like a scene from a horror movie kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cute.
I love this. I would mop it. It was my a close second for my slay of the day. So I love this. Mop it.
Mop it.
Hold on, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find the hold on. This is cute. Let's see. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Share a window.
Make sure to close out the porn, girl.
Girl, I don't watch porn. Can y'all see? Can y'all see it?
No.
Oh. I don't have to remove that media. No, there we go. Y'all can see it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You should play it from the beginning, girl.
It is.
Oh, it is, yes. Yeah.
Let it burn.
It's giving very much clowns from the Terrifier.
There you go.
Very cute.
Lion.
Very cute. Mary Dua said, I love this from Acid. And Joseph said, the first ever Marie Antoinette look to get the point of the phrase, let them eat cake. It's the best one yet. Eat the rich. And then I said, I wish Acid was at least once in the top just to give her flowers. Yep. So let's see. I would mop this from Acid. I thought it was clever, cute, and fun.
There you go.
What'd y'all say?
Mop it.
Mop it.
Mop it. Cool. And last but not least, we have Miss Cuckoo. I'm just gonna go ahead and start here. This is a what in the fuck are you kidding me? This is a couch fucking catastrophe. Girl, please. Bye. What y'all think?
Yeah, she meant well, but it was a couch catastrophe. It was.
All right, so I would have to say, so this part right here that goes this way, if it was more of this way, like in a V, that would have been a lot better. But coming around one side like that, it makes you look big. Two, I really like the green attire. I love it with the brown hair. But I would have changed this part right here and took this off. And I bet you more than anything, that would have been a whole different kind of look. And it would have looked a heck of a lot better.
Well, but then the little dangly balls, those were literally just, paper decorations for like Christmas or holiday. And that's all it was just that the 1-2 on it. And I mean, compared, and like they even read her on stage for it. And it's like, for you to come to the main stage with this is not main stage for RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, I get her story with it because green is liver cancer. I get the whole thing. Good for her. But no, Mary, there was a budget for this season. I don't think she spent it on any clothes.
If this would have been a paper design challenge, I would have given her something. But like, because she brought this, it's not. Yeah.
Joseph Collins said, this looks like Susie Toots' ugly Christmas tree dress. You're not wrong.
There you go.
So do we all agree it's a what the fuck are you kidding me? This is a couch catastrophe?
I mean, I wouldn't say it like that, but it definitely is not the best. It's definitely a couch catastrophe, but not on that level.
Period. Well, we find out that after some deliberation, that our top two are going to be Miss Ginger Minge and Miss Diabetes. Are y'all surprised?
No. Well deserved.
Like,
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet,
if
sweet, sweet.
I held back, it would have been Acid in the top too.
Well, and also, like, just want to point out that not a single one of us was what's the word I'm looking for here? Pissed off when Bosco or Irene was in the top every single week and won. Like, yeah, granted, other people won, but then also Georges, she won too. So, I mean, none of us were pissed off about that. So I don't get why some people are being pissed off about Ginger being in the top.
We knew Ginger was going to do well. She's been on it how many times, and she's a season queen. Ginger is going to bulldoze through a competition no matter what challenge. It doesn't matter if they think that they're catering to her. There's nothing you can't cater to her because she's good at everything. The only thing she's not good at is designing.
Yep.
Joseph Collins said it. No one bitched about Irene sweeping her bracket or Georges, and I will hear no Ginger hate. Completely agree. Ginger Minge earned it. She was paired with who she was paired with. That was beyond her control. She went and she did her job. She gave good drag. She gave good TV, and she gave her all to these challenges. And also, like, I thought it was very big of her to, at the beginning of the episode, Alyssa said that she didn't feel like Ginger should have won and kind of threw Ginger under the bus. And Ginger's like, hey, we're fixing to go into this challenge and we're fixing to have to work together. I want to clear the air between us, and I want to make sure that we're good. I don't want there to be I want us to both excel, and I want us to do great at this. It takes a very mature queen to be able to go and squash any bullshit or drama and just say, let's put it in the past. Let's focus on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the queens then lip sync to Mama Used to Say. Oh, by the way, that puts Ginger at 8 points. That puts Daya at 5 points. That puts Cynthia at 4. Denali at 3 still, and Alyssa and Acid still have 1. At this point, Ginger is moving forward, but Daya is still questionable because she's not at the top. What did y'all think of this lip sync?
It was a good lip sync. I mean, it was obvious who was going to win it.
Yeah, it was very energetic. It was fun. It was it was good to see Diabetes perform this song for myself. But yeah, the outcome we already know.
And we find out that Diabetes wins the lip sync, and that secures her 6 points. Still not enough to move on to the semifinals yet, because we still have to have the MVQ points passed around. First up to give up their MVQ points is Miss Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and she gives her point to Alyssa Hunter, knocking Alyssa up to 2 points. And immediately, Alyssa Hunter puts her hand over her face and starts crying and starts acting a fool, which immediately tells us that Alyssa Hunter did not return the favor and did not give Cuckoo her point. But we find out the next point is from Denali, and Denali has given her point to Acid Betty. And I was really happy to see this. I felt like Acid did a really good job. While she didn't win anything and she wasn't as good as some other people, I was glad to see her get, at least 2 points. I want to call this the Kumbaya bracket because no one left out with just 1 point. You know what I mean?
It's really refreshing to see how much she's grown as a person, personality-wise, from her original season, because she was not likable on her season, especially with how much hate she gave to like Trixie Mattel, who was not even on her season. She's grown so much, and I love to see it. And what she said about Cynthia Lee Fontaine was so sweet and heartfelt.
Yep. We'll get to that in just a second. Next up, we have Miss. We find out that Alyssa gave her point to Denali, which knocks Denali up to 4 points. Then we find out that Miss, and by that at that point, that put Denali and Cynthia Lee Fontaine tied at 4 points. And the tie-breaking vote goes to Acid Betty, and she gives a very lovely speech and says, "This is going to go to my sister. She's beat cancer. Cuckoo." And then, just in case anybody doesn't know who Cuckoo is, she said, "In case you don't know, that's Cynthia Lee Fontaine." So our top three for this bracket are Ginger Minge, Diabetti, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Judge Collins said, "Have you heard that Nicole Page Brooks and Acid Betty coffee story? Funniest thing that's happened in the promos yet." I have not. I would love to hear about it. Message me so I can, or send me links because I want to watch that. So I'll ask both of you. Out of this bracket alone, not including the other two brackets, out of just this bracket, these three queens, who do you think is going to win if it was just these three queens?
Ginger.
100% Ginger.
My bracket.
Based out of, so we've already picked Ginger, so we just need to pick one each from each of the brackets. So from the orange bracket, who do you think is going to win just out of the orange bracket?
Bosco.
Irene.
Irene. Yep, I think Irene too. Out of the second bracket, who do we think is going to win out of the second bracket?
Lydia.
I think Georges. What'd you say, Tsunami?
Mistress.
So we're split there, but we're all agreeing on Ginger Minge. So we shall see next week. Next week, we find out all of the queens will be entering the workroom together, and we will get a new wall. Mary says that I am okay with Ginger winning. Hey, I'm okay. Honestly, this is a really good bracket, like from all three. So let's see. Jessica Collins said, "Without spoiling anything, Reddit lied for the first time ever. They clearly filmed this next episode in the past month or two, maybe this month, because Mistress and Ginger are at their current weight." I think, Joseph, that they filmed the semifinals in February or March, because it was right after the LA wildfires that they filmed the semifinals. Or maybe it was after the semifinals that they filmed the promo looks. Then they filmed the semifinals. And then they filmed the finale, I think, in April. I don't know. But yeah, the finale has been filmed within the past whatever. Because the queens were talking about, at least a month ago, they were talking about what happens with the whoever as the judges pick. They didn't say who, but they just said that person would come in on finale night. And so they'd already knew what was happening with it. Yeah. So are y'all happy with this?
Let's go over our bracket picks. Our bracket picks.
Well, hold on. Let's see. So next week, we will have the Snatch Game.
Yay!
And it looks like our guest judges are going to be the two squad. It's going to be Raja and Raven are going to be the guest. So I think that will be fun. All right, so brackets. Let me pull up the brackets. I've not taken it out yet, but my bracket. All three of my bitches are there. Dakota's bracket. Wrong button. Dakota's bracket. All four of her bitches are there. Tsunami's bracket. She's got Georges and she's got Bosco, which honestly are two really great fucking picks.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so who do y'all think is going to win? Who out of our brackets, who do you think's got the best bracket? Who do you think has the winning bracket of the three of us? Me, Tsunami, or Dakota?
I think Dakota has the best bracket, the best pick out of hers because she has Ginger Minge, and I think Ginger Minge is going to win.
See, I think Georges is going to win, to be quite honest.
Do you really?
I mean, in a way, because they've done everything that they can to bring her back so many times. I mean, they have for Ginger Minge as well, but there's a huge outcry online for them to let have a Latino winner. And so, because we've not had one since season 6. So, I mean, it's way past due.
Bosco,
so I just feel
Bosco, Lydia, and Ginger are my top 3, and I have 2 of my top 3. Bosco, of course, is in Tsunami's bracket, but those are my top 3. That's who I think any of those 3 could win for me personally. But
Joseph Collins says, I think Tsunami because I've never seen Rue laugh and banter as well as she did when Bosco rolled out that coffin and told her to hop in. Yep. True. Mary also thinks Tsunami is going to win. So, Tsunami, you may only have 2, but you got 2 heavy hitters.
We also have the wild card. They're going to pick one of the 9 eliminated girls to bring back.
Come on, spoiler.
Well, I believe that person will be in my bracket if we go by spoilers, but I'm not going to say, but I just think they're in my bracket.
Well, you can do your spoiler thing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm fixing to say a spoiler. If you don't want to have it, mute. And when I put my finger down, I will stop talking about it. But Terry Colby. It's who the rumor is to be popping back in.
All right, now let's put it in there and then see where it goes from there.
And we're back from a spoiler. Welcome back. And my internet's about to die. So, I mean, and so far, what are y'all's ratings for this this season? Like how the bracket thing? I'm personally loving the bracket. I love the fact that we get to see more of each of these queens. It's 3 episodes and no one goes home, but I feel like we get to see more of them because it's not 18 people competing in one episode. What do y'all think?
I totally agree.
I like the format because there's 8. What is it? No, there's 18. What is it? 6, 12. Yeah, there's 18 girls that are getting to showcase their drag for at least 3 episodes each. And if you make it into the top, you get to show even more. But I feel like we're getting double the girls on a season that we normally would. And they're getting to showcase their drag and how much they've grown. So I do like it in that sense. The only thing I do not like about the brackets, or the only thing I don't like about this season, is some of the challenges. I feel like some of the challenges were so stupid. Like, to be all, like, in all honesty, like, I thought they were dumb. But
also, to be fair, they had to kind of have a somewhat fair lineup for each bracket that was similar to each other bracket. So I think that's why we got some kind of crazier type things, because it wouldn't have been fair to do a design or a makeover challenge for bracket 1, but then not do it for bracket 2 or, you know what I mean? So, I mean, anyway. And also, before we end tonight, let me put that up. Just y'all don't forget the Couch Potato Queens are returning for Big Brother season 27 starting July 10th. We are covering every eviction, every twist, every blindside, every showmance. And as CBS Press affiliates, we will be getting exclusive exit interviews with the house guests right after their eviction. So if Julie Chen Moonves breathes too loud, we're going to know about it. We will go live after every episode with tea, receipts, and maybe a few glitter bombs and a few extra special guest co-hosts who are former Big Brother house guests. So make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned to us because, we're going to have fun with Big Brother. Big Brother, Big Brother.
Like we suspected, there is going to be a little bit of overlap. So Big Brother starts on July 10th. And then the finale episode for Drag Race All-Stars season 10 will be July 18th.
Yep.
So,
Joseph Collins said they can keep this format, but make the queens pick a lipstick for their MVQ point to add suspense. You lose out on a mistress stealing points moment, but you get a callback to previous seasons. I kind of agree. What I wish they would do instead is make the queens give those points out on stage immediately and write it on their mirror and, just do it randomly because then they don't have time to really talk about it and they can't wait to see if another queen follows what they say and it's going to give them the point. They have to go ahead and do it. And
Girl,
that makes it a little bit shadier.
Shady. Do you know that? Like, that would be the tea of it all. Like,
I go out there and I'm like, Tsunami, I am 100% giving you my point. Swear to God, cross my heart, hope to die. Then I'm going to walk over here. Dakota, I'm going to give you my point, girl. Promise 100%, cross my heart, hope to die. Then I'm going to go over here. Joseph Collins, girl, I love you. I'm going to give you my point, girl. 100% you. And then you get out on stage and everybody has to write their shit down and you're like, oh, well, Mackenzie's giving me mine. I'm going to give Mackenzie my point. Point, boop, boop, boop.
And
then I turned mine around and I gave somebody completely different.
And you know what I would say? I would say this bitch is from Mississippi. I don't trust her as far as I can throw and very fucking far.
Well, I am a big bitch.
On Drag Race, though, I think that we could definitely play the game really well.
If all three of us were on Drag Race, I ain't never seen y'all. I ain't never done a podcast with you. I don't know y'all. We're from the same state. We're acquaintances. I'm gonna play it just like Sam Starr and Jill Sparkles did. Pretending like they don't know each other because then they can't use that against you. If they think you're super close, they're gonna make you lip sync for your life against each other.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. We're gonna take a poll. Out of us three, who's going to make it to the top 3 out of us 3?
Oh, Tsunami 100%.
Tsunami is always a winner. I was taught by my mom to always be a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Now, if you had gotten me 15 years ago when I was still in the game and still young enough to do flips and tricks and everything that Tsunami does, then I might give Tsunami a run for her money and we would have fun doing it. But I'm now too fucking old. All I can do is sit there and park and bark.
So Tsunami is just a well-rounded seasoned performer. So of course she'd make it to the top. I think Mackenzie is very, very good at playing games. She loves reality TV and competition. So I feel like she would make it at least midway just from game playing alone. I
think I would get out 4th or 5th.
I am America's sweetheart, so of course I probably wouldn't make it to the 2nd episode. So
Joseph Collins said Kenzie would make it because villains always make the finale, and she knows she's here to play heel, and she knows how to play. Thank you, Joseph Collins. Thank you. I will happily be the villain and take the villain edit. I will go out there and cuss these motherfucking bitches out, upside one, down the. I don't care. Cancel me. I've already been canceled once, and it didn't work. Fuck you, bitches.
I don't know what my name would be because Mackenzie's is it's Mackenzie Azriel is her drag name when she used to perform back in the day. That's back when she used to date Jesus, but
I did not date Jesus. I gave him blowjobs outside the bar.
I don't know what I never thought about like a drag name. I'm like, I might be like Derek Barry and just use my birth name.
And there you go. You have it, everybody. And
I think you would be Mariah Carey. You'd go out there and be like, I'm Mariah.
And then I would have my little spin-off show, The Forecast with Dakota Rain.
Come on, Dakota.
And she's going to be going, up here, Florida, and she's pointing to Michigan. All right, y'all. Well, we want to thank y'all so much for watching. Yep, exactly. Villains don't win, but villains get cast and they get bookings. Lots and lots of very beautiful bookings. Because everyone loves a good villain and everyone loves a good whore.
With Dakota Rain, and there's a 90% chance that it's already raining.
Come on, Teddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tsunami, where can everybody follow you at on social media?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on any kind of social media. I have every single one. It's Tsunami Rain Duval, TSUNAMIRAYNE DUVALL. And I will follow you back.
Mary says, just be Dakota. And Dakota, where can they follow you at?
Like the handle below at the bottom of the screen, DAKOTA, like the state, Rain with an E, XOXO, on Facebook and Instagram.
And y'all can follow me on the Instagram or the TikTok at KenzieJoe205 or on Twitter at Kenzie_reality. You can also follow the Couch Potato Queens on Twitter at Couch Potato QWNZ, Instagram, or Facebook. Make sure to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel and click that bell icon so you are notified every time we go live. We will be back in just a couple of days, hopefully for our Big Brother Top 25 seasons and our Top 10 house guest review. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And also you can visit our website at www.couchpotatoqueens.com. And we want to thank y'all for joining us. We love you all so much. Whether you're a Ginger Stan or a Cuckoo Crusader or you're still grieving Denali's downfall, remember, read often, shade responsibly, and stay fabulous, Tater Tots. Love you guys. Bye.